And you if you would like, based on so that way you can hand it back and forth on this side. Okay. Just take a look at it. So, he doesn't play any basic buttons. He just hand it, I'm going to get all right. So he does eventually start with this song. So, whatever it takes. Just make sure you can be almost okay. Wait together.
Oh, yeah.
Don't go back.
Nice.
Yeah, he just can't teach. You're just ready to start.
Perfect. Yes.
Did you get? No, okay. Yeah, you could introduce her.
No, I was saying like marriage is We're ready for it. This is your okay.
Once that's good, then you're good to go on down.
Where did you put the mic? Where did you put the handles?
It's right behind on the left side.
So I'll pull that out. And it won't interfere.
No, not at all.
It's good thing it tells me like, hey, approximately 58 meters from Mark. 70 minutes. Starting. There we go. Now I should move up 5 meters. And so, almost where's that? Raise hand up towards. Okay, cool. He's watching him stop. He's going to keep getting. And he's watching this here. So as soon as he gets the switch over to the side. He's not fully having part because he wants us to go like that now. I thought he was going to be going up to the guy instead, so I thought.
Well, I've just been given a 2-minute warning. So, my name is Keith Horseman, and I am the celebrant of Chelsea and Mike's ceremony today. And I wanted to let you know that they have created. They've created a personalized ceremony with all of you in mind. They said, you know what? Let's try this. How do I sound in the back? So they created a personalized ceremony with all of you in mind. Respond to questions about the relationship. And we use that to feed into this experience. So that you can mentally
3 guys out at one time, and then
it will last about 35 minutes. It's going to be quick. You see a bride and groom head that way, and in the rain, just follow. Feel free to use your chair as an umbrella. They also want me to pass on to you that they like the idea of an unplugged, free ceremony. So just a reminder to mute your devices, stow them away, really capture the moment you feel, and allow our photographer and videographer to capture the moments. I also want to let you know, as we begin the ceremony, I'm going to keep you all standing a few minutes as we affirm our bride. Rest assured, I will invite you. If you need to take a seat before, by all means, take a seat. Well, you are Mike and Chelsea's honored guests, and as such, I'd like to have you introduce yourselves to someone sitting around you may not know, as you'll be celebrating with each other for the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah.
They wouldn't like intentionally hurt themselves before.
So, sounds like they could hear me good enough without the mic.
Okay.
The wind was really
Gotcha.
hitting us, so.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's up to you if you
Okay.
want to have it.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure we're watching. So.
Yeah, because if we maybe wanted to try it for a bit, I don't know how bad the wind will be, just to make sure like our videographers are able to pick up some of that. We can always just
I
leave the
get-
volume down pretty low.
Are we ready to get going?
And maybe if turn it down then up.
Okay.
Well, I
Yeah,
don't know. I hate
well-
to.
We'll plan on keeping the volume pretty low.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go. We got,
Let's start up
so,
there. Let's just start up.
just whatever the intro sound is.
Yeah, let's just pop through.
So once I send the group,
Alright, let's go for it. Yeah, so just like waterfall just in case. Just in case we see something that's supposed to be there. And we're lucky to find it.
stay. Only fools rush. Oh, shall I stay? Would it be the same? Oh, if falling in like a river flow, surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to
And who presents Chelsea to be married to Mike? Wonderful.
take my heart.
Well, all of you, the families and friends of Mike and Chelsea, you are the foundation upon which these two lives have been built. And they now look to you and having their back as they make this commitment to one another through today. So I have a few questions for all of you that I know have an obvious answer, but I believe our bride and groom would be inspired by hearing your voices. And so I ask you, will you agree to stand beside them and never between them? Will you do this? Will you offer them your support but not your judgment? Will you encourage them and honor this marriage? Well, by applause, let's affirm this beautiful couple. We need a witness to our lives. There's 7 billion people on the planet, and a true companion gives value to our survival. The universe is a huge place, and as near as we can tell, a Goldilocks condition of life exists only in a very narrow band between ocean and sky on a small planet in a middling solar system amongst a middling galaxy and over billions of other galaxies. The one true gift that we can agree to give one another is to make a home amongst all this vastness and rarity. For Mike and Chelsea, marriage means to trust willfully, forgive readily, and to celebrate their shared journey. It is not to fill in the gaps or the pieces of them that are wrong or inadequate, but to work in musical harmony with compassion, understanding, and an eye for a fresh beginning each and every morning. Marriage is an action that shows accountability and commitment to fostering a thriving and evolving relationship for decades to come. It may very well be the most intense rite of passage for personal growth in our culture. Chelsea and Mike, in marriage, you're promising to care about everything. The good things, the bad things, the mundane things. All of it, all of the time, every day. You're saying to each other, your life will not go unnoticed because I will notice it. Your life will not go unwitnessed because I will be your witness. So I invite you to take a look at the crowd who have gathered here to revel in your I do's on this monumental day of promises. Take a deep breath. Bring them with you into this moment. You know today's going to fly by, but it's your memories that will travel with you for the rest of your life. Chelsea and Mike are humbled and thrilled to have all of you here with them to celebrate one of the greatest days of their lives. You are their eclectic support system. You bring the dance. You carry a history with them. They've been shaped by your guidance and your influence. You are the reason they didn't elope. You're their inner circle and generous travelers who have all made it. You've made it to Colorado's thin air. You've made it to a culture of living in the outdoors, a culture of action sports, and a front range with more breweries than Munich, Germany. The Spanish named Colorado after the color red, color rojo, inspired by this state's 300-million-year-old red rocks. The red was also the color of fire and love. And so color rojo makes a great home to this red. Chelsea and Mike are also inspired by those they have loved, who have taken that next journey after life, especially their grandparents. Even though beloved people may leave this world, the impact of their creation continues to thrive. You're here, we're here, and there. Let us pray. Loving God, your messenger John once reminded us that no one has ever seen you. Yet if we love one another, you remain in us, and your love is brought to perfection in us. Chelsea stands before you today and pledges her life, a life she just barely understands. Pledges it until death to Mike, a man she also barely understands. He will take her hand, place upon it a ring, and speak of his unending commitment to her, a woman as much a mystery to him as he is to himself. And before their families, their friends, and you, the source of all love, they become one forever. But they are young, and they have much to learn about life and love and forever. May they be open to your guidance and your spirit to help them grow into this connection. Amen. So Mike and Chelsea met in a unique way through Craigslist. As Chelsea was searching for a place to live in Boston. After a long day of wacky roommate interviews, meeting Mike and James was a refreshing return to sanity. As roommates, Mike and Chelsea slowly got to know each other before they ever started dating. Chelsea's not sure if they ever had a first date, but if they did, she thought it would have certainly been New Year's Eve, a week or so after they decided to date. Mike drove from his parents' house back to Boston to hang out with Chelsea. They stopped at a couple of bars, spent the night walking around town. Mike said, our first date was Valentine's Day. We had a nice steak and seafood at a restaurant in Boston. We got dressed up and we enjoyed each other's company. Well, so they had a minor 6-week discrepancy on their first date story. Nevertheless, it's always official when the guy gets dressed up and pulls out his wallet to pay for dinner. Mike and Chelsea fell in love by chance, but they're here today because of a choice. They have chosen to be with someone who enhances them, who makes them think, who makes them smile, and who makes every day right. Now, everyone who's ever loved us becomes part of who we are. Marriage is more than two individuals partnering for life. It's the coming together and the merging of family and friends. Mike and Chelsea cherish their connection to the past, proclaimers for the present, and their hope for the future. Paula and Richard, you have helped to shape Chelsea into the person she is today. From a very young age, you showed her the beauty of a close family, good friends, love, learning, and hard work. Step by step, you played a significant role in building her confidence, lending her support, and encouraging her to follow her dreams. Chelsea said, one important lesson I learned from my parents. is how important it is to have fun with each other and to be happy in the relationship. Both Mike's and my parents have been married for a long time, and their love for each other is evident. We are lucky to have amazing examples of healthy and happy marriages. Well, Richard and Paula, Mike has immense appreciation for the daughter you brought into this world and raised, the one who is the love of his life. Maribel and Mark, from an early age, you have always been Mike's biggest supporters. You taught him principles that have guided him to this day. You provided wisdom in his endeavors, and you mentored him on the road to adulthood. Mike said, "My parents taught me how to be mature and responsible, to treat others with respect, and to respect myself. Dad taught me how to be a man, how to think for myself, and to always be the best version of myself. My mom taught me how to strive for success, meet adversity with strength, and to care for others' needs before my own." Well, Mark and Maribel, Chelsea can't express enough gratitude for the loving son you raised and for the love you've already shown. So, Chelsea and Mike consider themselves lucky to be welcome not only in the wonderful families, but into an inspiring and supportive network of friends. It's been said that a true friend is someone who thinks you're a good egg, even though they know you're slightly cracked. You're their true friends. You know them as they are. You understand where they've been. You celebrate who they've become. And you gently encourage them to grow. These two echo what Albert Schweitzer once said. Sometimes our light goes out, but is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have ignited that flame within us. Mike and Chelsea, I ask you, do you pledge to help each other to develop your hearts and minds, cultivating generosity, integrity, patience, enthusiasm, and wisdom as you age and undergo the various ups and downs of life, and to transform them into the path of love, of passion, and joy? And do you pledge to maintain the awareness that life and people are imperfect? Life brings changes. Will you strive to be open-minded and appreciative of all the good things that life and your partner do bring, and to remain optimistic that you can achieve your greatest potential and lasting happiness? Mike and Chelsea would now like to invite Marcy and Lucille to read poems from Diana Manning and Gloria Mack.
I believe that love can last a lifetime, and the heart can tell when love is real. I believe in daring to take chances and coming out and saying how I feel. I believe in passionate embraces and promises and thinking goodbyes, and all the sweet, unspoken possibilities I see each time I look into your eyes. I believe in holding on to happiness and doing what my heart tells me to do. I believe that love can last a lifetime, trying to spend that lifetime loving you.
Marriage is love, and growing man. If two are caring as they are sharing lives, hopes and tears, if the music of laughter outweighs the sadness of tears, marriage is togetherness. If both derive pleasure from mere presence of each other, yet no jealousies restrict, worry, or smother, marriage is freedom. If achievements mean more than they benefit to, and consideration is shown with each point of view, marriage is respect. If togetherness freedom and respect of the mind, with a joy that words can never fully define, then marriage is love.
Well, Chelsea and Mike are partners, teammates, they're equals. They're friends who talk, listen, and support one another's ideas and beliefs. They don't punish each other for misunderstanding, but they pause first to hear a new perspective. They are strong, united, happy, and they provide balance to each other's extremes during life's daily dance between order and chaos. A wise cowboy once said, "Horses attract horses and donkeys attract donkeys." Well, Chelsea and Mike discovered in one another a partner who is compassionate, empathetic, forgiving, generous, loving, and kind. She said, "Mike has such a huge heart for me and our pets. He is dependable, selfless, caring, and fun. I am so blessed to have found a partner who is supportive. We have learned to prioritize our communication. We agree on our hopes for the future, and we work out the details with respect." And Mike discovered in Chelsea a kind, sweet, generous, funny, charming, and soulful woman with a beautiful mind and a stunning smile. She is steadfast in being her own person. She gives a witty voice to the animals. She stops for a taste at every sample station at Costco, and she randomly dances in public. Mike said, "Chelsea genuinely cares about my happiness and well-being, and she pushes me to better myself. In spite of my flaws and failings, she still loves me for who I am and doesn't want me to change for her. As someone who can be immature, unremarkable, sometimes cowardly, frequently wrong, I don't know what I've done to deserve Chelsea." In his book, The Road Less Traveled, Scott Peck reminded the world that love is an action, it's a verb. It's not something you feel or something you've heard, it's a free exercise of choice. When we love someone, our love becomes real only through our exertion. We take an extra step, we go an extra mile. Love is not effortless. To the contrary, love is effortful. Well, Mike experiences Chelsea's love through little everyday efforts. And when he catches her looking at him, whether they are out and about or on the couch, he knows when she goes out of her way to comfort him when he is ill or upset, or when she laughs at his clumsiness and then gives a hug. He knows when her smile is an exclamation. And Chelsea knows of Mike's love with his respect, his support, and pride in her accomplishments. She said, "When I'm down, he knows how to pick me up, make me smile, and laugh. We both have grown so much over the past 5 years. New job, moving across the country, making new friends. I was able to learn and lean on Mike, and he on me during this time when we were both pushed out of our comfort zone. We have learned to actively grow together." For Mike and Chelsea, nothing can be, will ever be the same again. They are not merged into each other, but rather from now on they go in the same direction, agreeing not to leave each other behind, or lonely, or discouraged. The strengths and frailties that they each bring to this marriage will make them rich. Mike and Chelsea, you knew you found yourself in love with one another within the first 6 months of your relationship, as a culmination of your experiences together showed you the dawning sensation of balance and shared love, the beauty and joy of being on the same team, and learning how your puzzle pieces fit together. Now, Mike, your moment of clarity with Chelsea happened on an autumn weekend in Vermont. You rode a chairlift to the top of Mount Snow, had drinks at the lookout, and endured a slightly scary ride back down. Being with Chelsea made the sunny days brighter, the fall colors more vibrant, and the scary moments tolerable. When she left everything to start anew with you in Colorado, she was here forever. And Chelsea, you knew you were in love with Mike as the little moments accumulated over time. But at the end of your first vacation together, you still wanted more time with him, and that was your sign. After 18 months of dating and substantial work of Mike convincing you to move across the country with him, you knew he was the one you wanted to be with for the rest of your life. Now, during this evolutionary process, you shared values and goals. You learned to treat one another with compassion over fairness, supporting each other to make both of your lives better. You found an exhilarating partner who is complementary and off the charts, and you wanted this reality to last the rest of your life. Now, old cowboy wisdom says the best way to enter into marriage is with ignorance and confidence. It is profound and incredible to choose to commit yourself and your love to another for a lifetime. Before this moment, you've had many things to accept: friend, companion, teacher, and lover. Now you will say the words that will take you across the threshold of life, making you a partner.
I take you, Chelsea,
You, Michael,
to be no other than yourself.
to be your companion, friend, and your true love.
I choose now to stay in this path with you,
Wherever it leads, whatever the outcome.
to travel with you through the adventures of life,
Loving you at my side in all that we are,
to be your ally in conflict.
and your greatest fan.
The mystery of you is what I want to spend the rest of my life exploring.
My home is with you from this day forward and forever.
Well, Mike, after Chelsea helped pick out her ring, you proposed to her on your anniversary in Boston, the place where you met. While in your hotel room overlooking the city and the Charles River, you went down on one knee and asked Chelsea if you could be her husband. Now, you've both chosen to wear rings as a reminder of the promises you just made. Over the eons, stars have been born and then died in spectacular supernovas. The resulting explosions scattered all the elements of the periodic table throughout the universe. Some of these remnants coalesced into meteorites and bombarded the Earth 4 billion years ago, leaving rich deposits of precious minerals. The rings you are about to exchange were made from stardust. Recently, someone dug up the ore. It was liquefied in a furnace at thousands of degrees, molded, cooled, and painstakingly polished. Your love is like that. Through a combination of serendipity and effort, imperfect beings shaped it into something extraordinary. James, you may present these rings. And Mike, please repeat after me. Chelsea, this ring I give to you. It is my personal gift. My promise of love and trust. and pride that you are my wife. Chelsea, please repeat after me. Mike, this ring I give to you. It is my personal gift. My promise of love and trust. And pride that you are my husband. Let us stand. Mike and Chelsea, marriage is a common search for the good and the beautiful. It is establishing a relationship in which independence is equal, dependence is mutual, and obligation reciprocal. It is not only marrying the right partner, but being that right partner. May you always have a special sense of your mission in life together, and may you never tire of exploring those endless possibilities of your shared existence. And many years from now, may you look at one another and be able to say, with you, I have lived the life I have always wanted to live. With you, I have become the person I have always longed to be. And with you, we have raised 2 kids with no criminal record. May the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn toward you and grant you peace. And now that you have spoken the words and performed the rites that unite your lives, we now, by the power of your love and commitment, declare your marriage to be official. And it's our honor to introduce you for the first time, a couple who have just taken a drastic tax avoidance measure, Mr. and Mrs. Michael and Chelsea Laxer, husband and wife. Mike and Chelsea want to invite everybody for a group photo right now on the opposite side of the house in that little courtyard.